Hello everybody, dear English-speaking followers, astrology lovers, friends and clients, the followers of my channel. Here is Olga from sunny Costa Rica. I would like to talk to you today about the last week of December, about the last week of the year 2017 that is coming to an end. I hope you are in a good mood. I would like to wish very joyful holidays, Merry Christmas to all Christians, Catholic Christians who celebrate this holiday. I would like to remind you that we must be ourselves the source of light, and that the spiritual perfection gives the power over the physical world. In a while I will go to celebrate to a friend's house, to celebrate, like Costa Rican friends, to celebrate with them Christmas, and I will open the bottle of champagne under the palm tree, because here we decorate palm trees for Christmas. From the point of view of astrology, I have very good news for you. We have just a wonderful week that is that we will live, before the beginning of the new year. The first positive, constructive and remarkable astrological event is the end of the retrograde phase of Mercury. On the 23rd of December, Mercury got direct, and in the 13th degree of Sagittarius, which means that in the movement visible from the Earth, Mercury stopped briefly. It went through a static phase for 2-3 days, and then starts the normal direct movement. At the moment of the beginning of the direct phase of Mercury, we leave the suppression of the restrictions usually associated with the periods of retrograde Mercury. Don't forget that until the 11th of January 2018, Mercury is still in the loop. It is still not in its optimal speed. It will reach its normal speed on the 11th of January, but still, it's not retrograde anymore, so that's why this is excellent news. These are excellent news. What are the remarkable events of the last week of December? On the 26th of December, we have the ingression of Venus into Capricorn. We remember that on the 21st, we had the ingression of the Sun into Capricorn. We had the ingression of Saturn in Capricorn on the 22nd, and we had the conjunction of Sun and Saturn in Capricorn. This was the beginning of a new astronomical year. It was the solstice, winter solstice, right? Now this is all behind. We started a new year. The moon is growing, and we're looking forward holidays, of New Year holidays, and the beginning of a new year of 2018. So what about our Venus? Venus will be in the sign of Sagittarius until the 26th of December, which gives us the desire to improve ourselves, when we will be guided by spiritual ideas, high values and principles, and we will use these criteria, spiritual ideals, high values and principles, in our choice of partners. We will show the will to help our partners. We will also have the desire to travel. Why not with our partner? And for us will be a pleasure to meet new people. Why not people who come from abroad, from other horizons, who represent foreign cultures. But from December 26th until January 17th, Venus will be the sign of Capricorn, where it is weakened. Venus in Capricorn tries to create, but it is doing it in a way which is too constant, persistent, but unimaginative and rigidly patterned. Feelings will often hide in the depth of our soul and will not be shown to others, but the control over them will become easy and painless, and maintaining of self-discipline will be not difficult for us. In our relationship, we will have the behavior characterized by consistency, loyalty and reliability. We will feel the desire to interact with the partners who are maybe older than us, patient, serious and experienced, who treat the common life, the subject of common life, with the greatest respect and care. In addition to this, on the 25th of December, Venus will be in conjunction with the Saturn on its turn, because remember that the Sun was in conjunction with Saturn on the 23rd of December. The conjunction Venus-Saturn can be expressed in rigidity, stiffness in relationships, restraint in the manifestations of love, in the search for fidelity, faithfulness, and friendship, or in the fear that there is no love. Our feelings will be sober, rational, and thoughtful. We will show real or apparent coldness, but at the same time we will control our feelings and emotions. Our loyalty and our ability to resist your temptations will definitely be a quality. If we act honestly and nobly, if you talk about Venus as the symbol of finances, we'll be able to get a lot of advantages from the exchanges and to obtain more profit, material profit in what we do. Nevertheless, the nature of these two planets is too different, and they often express qualities too incompatible to consider this aspect as harmonious. For the sphere of relations, it is still a difficult aspect, better not to expect miracles. If a relationship is not serious enough, or if it does not have many reasons to become such, it will not have chance of surviving the conjunction of Venus with Saturn. In the lightest version, we could feel a blockage and emotional stiffness. It's not the best time for intimate confessions and open heart discussions. Saturn is in conjunction with Venus after its conjunction with the Sun on the 22nd of December, and any conjunction with Saturn, the conjunction of Saturn with any planet mobilizes us, gives us a serious endurance and efficiency, makes us more determined. And in the last week of December, Venus and the Sun will be quite close to each other, and on January 9th, 2018, they will form a conjunction in the sign of Capricorn. So the theme of love will not leave us, and during the last week of the month, it can be the center of attention for many of us, the theme of love. But in any case, for most of us, the focus will be on issues related to career, work, professional activities, elderly. There was Calibri. God, it almost entered the window. Professional activities, elderly parents, real estate, long-term life goals. This will be in the focus of our attention during the last week of December. We will most likely face difficult tasks at the same time, obstacles in our affairs. We will be forced to assume additional obligations and responsibilities. But at the same time, we'll be able to set new goals and new heights, and to design long-term life projects in the areas of finances and partnership. Let me remind you that the conjunction of Saturn and the Sun that took place on the 22nd of December gave the start of the annual program of implementation of the principles of Saturn in our lives. And I invite those who didn't see my video on the ingression of Saturn into Capricorn to watch it, because in this video I describe I mentioned the conjunction of Saturn and the Sun. There will be 3 of them during the 3 next years, during the transit of Saturn in Capricorn. There are 2 very interesting transits this week. The conjunction of the Sun with the Black Moon Lilith on the 26th of December, and the conjunction of Venus with Lilith on the 29th. The transit conjunction Sun-Lilith symbolizes the eclipse of the spirit of the man, when he does not see the spiritual phenomena in life. His astral sensitivity is weakened. Other effects of this aspect: spiritual seduction, the exaggeration of one's talents, excessive pride, exaggeration of one's abilities and capacities and talents. The person becomes a source of misfortune for others. During this transit, the period of this transit, the person has a lot of energy because of what her actions often outpace the consciousness. I describe it in a very theatrical way. Lilith is a fictitious point, and it acts on the level of subconsciousness. It's rather about temptation. It's not astropsychology. So if you don't have any single planet in Capricorn, this conjunction of the transit Sun with the transit Lilith may pass unnoticed for you. But all those who were born between December 24th and 28th will have this conjunction Sun Lilith in conjunction with their Sun. These people can expect circumstances or events regarding their place in society, the growth of their ambitions, and especially regarding the temptation to realize these ambitions incorrectly. Lilith and the Sun in conjunction in Capricorn will give brutality, stiffness, tendency to go to the realization of one's ideas by crushing others. Therefore, there's a real danger of being condemned by the society for our aspirations and our behavior, the danger of having bad reputation in the process of our social realization. Temptation, Lilith, the Sun consciousness, in the social realization by dishonest means, Capricorn. And first of all, it concerns Capricorns, right? But the black moon, Lilith with the Sun in Capricorn, this conjunction will influence the general atmosphere of the last days before the new year in general. So it's better to be more careful in the manifestations of our initiatives of these during these days. Okay. Venus and the black moon, Lilith. During this transit, a person is accompanied by a feeling of nostalgia, melancholy, solitude, discontent with herself, with others, and with life in general. A person can see the emergence of all sexual complexes. She used to draw in a passion, you know. There's a temptation to seduce, to admit, to allow adultery. The attraction for money, for the easy gains, and also expenses. All this temptation can be activated, as well as the attraction by the vicious way of life, laziness, inactiveness, disconnection of the situation, the absolute selfishness, immorality. The person is likely to meet people who will play the role of a provocateur, who will provoke her, you know, to these temptations. These people can make her get lost in this flow of passion. Please check the position of Venus in your chart. If it's in Capricorn, for example, or if it's in another sign and the transit Venus in conjunction with Lilith may form, for example, a trine with your natal Venus. But this transit at the same time gives the person the opportunity to correct all these harmonious situations with loved ones, to become aware of her sexual complexes, to fight against laziness, to sort out or reject the vicious company and bad company, people who have a very negative impact on her. The person will be able to get rid of bad habits, especially related to sex, passion for luxury goods, for money. This is a typical classical interpretation of the conjunction Lilith Venus in the birth chart, for example, but also in the transit. But it's in a very subtle way. The manifestation is very subtle because it's just a temptation. We can resist to the temptation with our will, with our consciousness. The last major aspect of the week is the trine Mars Neptune, the 28th of December. Mars in Scorpio will form the trine with the Neptune in Pisces. I spoke about the ingression of Mars in Scorpio the last, I think, the video the week before. So the Mars in Scorpio, basically, it's extremely strong position. Okay, it mobilizes our physical and mental powers and reveals internal reserves. However, every strong position of the planet is double. Scorpio is often characterized by intolerance to imperfections, by harshness, and even sometimes by cruelty. Therefore, the transit of Mars by Scorpio can exacerbate conflict situations in groups, in teams, and superiors may be tempted to exert emotional or forceful pressure on subordinates. It's necessary to avoid any unnecessary hardness, to be more flexible with people, and to be tolerant toward their weaknesses, to take into account the value of everyone in the team. The trine Mars-Neptune will soften considerably the situation from December 17th until the end of the month. Its impact will significantly reduce the severity of relationships among team members, first of all, will fill them, the relationships, with love and a creative approach, will wake up the respect for the universal supreme values and the respect for the individual value of each person. During this transit, it will be possible to strengthen relationships within a professional team, for example, and since both planets are in a very strong position, Mars in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces, and since they form a very harmonious aspect, a trine, 120 degrees, it gives the combination of active force and sensitivity. We will have the ability to impress others, especially the romantic partner. These are also days that are good for practices using psychic energy, and it's good days to work with the dreams. We will have the chance to win without entering in an open confrontation, open collision, thanks to the soft aspect trine Mars-Neptune. So if I summarize the last week of December, the end of the year will have a fairly productive period, because first, as I said, the moon is growing. We will have the full moon on the 2nd of January. So we will go through the second quarter lunar month, first quarter, but second week before the new moon, the full moon on the 2nd of January, and Mercury is direct. The last week of December is the moment when we can move on to the implementation of the designed projects. It's a good time to start finally new projects, because Mercury is direct. It's a good time for new beginnings in work and business. It's excellent to do shopping, to start new training, or to change a job, to take new directions in business. And of course, a good time to sign important agreements and new cooperations. So it's just marvelous. The only slightly negative point is the conjunction Lilith, Sun, and Venus. But once again, Lilith is just a fictitious point. It acts on a very subtle level and in a very subtle form. Yeah. So don't panic too much about it, but I had to mention this because we have this transit. Once again, Merry Christmas to everybody, and I'll talk to you in 1 week before the 21st, because in the next video I will talk about the first week of January. So for the moment, Merry Christmas, and I talk to you in 1 week. Goodbye.